Hi guys, welcome back to TR's Tarot Talk 1111. Today I am going to do a collective reading. I haven't done a collective in a while. And so we are going to ask the universal collective field, what do the people who find this reading, no matter when you find it, how you find it, I am asking Source, Spirit, and ancestors and guides and all of the team that works for the highest and best of all of us to give us a collective energy read for this beautiful new moon in Libra energy. Guys, there's so much going on. There's Eris up there. There's Saturn. There's of course, Libra. What else? I can't remember what all I channeled, but there's a lot going on. There's meteorites. There's showers of meteorites. There's actual comet. There's just a lot of shit going on in the collective. So I just think it's time that we do a collective read. So take a moment, take a deep breath with me, and breathe it out. And set your intentions for advice on a new chapter in your life. Because after we have eclipse season, especially this eclipse season, there are areas of your life that you were called to let go. People, ideas, belief systems, jobs, people, I keep hearing people, that you were told to just release them with love, not anger, not hatred, not resentment, but with love, because you've outgrown them. You've outgrown them. Or you've outgrown that belief system or that religion or that internal dialogue that keeps you small, keeps you stagnant, keeps you chasing your tail, you know, like Groundhog's Day. And most of us were called during the eclipse season to kind of clean house energetically. Clean house within ourselves, clean maybe house literally, clean up your friends list, maybe purge your Facebook friend list. I don't know what you were called to do. I know what I was called to do. And it was a big ask. It was a big ask. When the universe asked me to let go of something very near and dear to me that I knew was there to teach me some very beautiful lessons, very hard lessons, it was a very big ask. I didn't want to let go. But sometimes you have to let go. And my friend Sherry sent this to me. Sometimes you have to let go of what you want in order to clear space for what you deserve. And that is where I was called to make huge shifts and changes in my life. And I brought the tower down, guys. So did you? I mean, let me know in the comments. Was there a tower moment that the universe didn't do it to you? They just guided you and you did it for yourself. I quit my job. I quit the band. I quit a relationship. There's just so many shifts and changes that I did willingly. And maybe you guys were called to do something like that too. And if you were and you haven't yet, it's not too late. It's never too late. Never ever, because it's frequency, right? Hold on, because I just screwed my deck up, but I was channeling for you, so I'll just continue channeling while I fix the deck. So eclipses really do, it's kind of like, an eclipse is like vultures. I hate to say it, but you know, vultures come in when there's death and there's endings, right? There's transformation, and they're the cleanup crew. They clean up. And so there are probably areas of your life that you were asked to clean up during the eclipse season so that you could move higher, so you could grow, so you could get beyond a belief system, beyond a pattern, beyond whatever has been holding you back, whatever's been defeating you, as I say. It's not, you're not a victim. You're not a victim. You see, we are powerful creator beings, and we can become conscious creator beings, or we can be subconscious creator beings. And when we create subconsciously, we don't know what we're creating. And if we're in a low vibration, we don't know that we're creating more of that. We are literally calling in more of that. Because see, the universe always gives you what you vibrate. So if it's not about asking for what you want and getting it, it is about vibrationally matching the frequency of what you want and having it. There's a big difference. And I'm learning the alchemy of this slowly. God, it seems like very slowly. Knight of Pentacles energy, right? But I just feel called to maybe ask Source Energy and all of our guides to just tell us, how are we doing, right? What is our next chapter? What is unfolding? What is being asked of us energetically? And are we up for the answering the call? And if we're not, what blocks are in the way of that? And so we're just going to ask, okay? So one more deep breath, guys. All right, Spirit, I am asking for a collective reading for those who find this video. All right, if they find it, this video should resonate with them. Okay, so where are we collectively? Those who are viewing this channel, where are we collectively at this time? Where are we collectively at this time? All right. So, how do you want to receive? Oh, wait a minute, guys. How do you want to receive? How do you want to receive? My table's too full. All right. Never mind. I'm not reading reversals today, Spirit. Sorry about that. You're going to have to bring it to me energetically. Look at this. Woot, 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 woot. All right. King of Cups, the Hermit, disappointment with the 8 of... Is that the 8? Nope. It's the 5 of Cups. And the Ace of Wands. Oh, and there's that Tower. Okay, so the first message I'm getting with the Ace of Wands is action. Ace of Wands and the Tower. Ooh. And the 4 of Cups. Okay, I'm not going any deeper. I could probably read the whole reading from the bottom of the deck, but I'm not going to because that annoys the hell out of me when other readers do that. So, King of Cups. The energy I'm getting from this, because look, he's holding the 2 of Cups. Very close to his chest. And then we have this Hermit. Who is carrying the light, going within. I mean, the King of Cups is somebody who has very deep emotions. You know, still waters run deep. They don't always talk about it, but they're the king, right? They're not quite the emperor, so of course they're going to have flaws. Of course they're not going to be the highest and best version of themselves, but they are a king. So emotionally, they have matured and have understanding of it, even if it's subconsciously, there's an understanding of what they love and what matters to them and what is important emotionally in a mature way. And so I feel like collectively we have all This is our energy, right? I asked for the universe's current collective energy. So it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, masculine, feminine. We are all both. But this is masculine energy. This is taking action, right? Wands is fire. Fire ignites and creates masculine forward momentum. And it's from the solar, or not solar, sacral chakra and root chakra. This is action. This is, I'm going to make it happen. And so in the collective, we have matured emotionally. Possibly it's been several years, several months, several weeks, several days. It depends on, your own personal journey, and everybody's personal journey is different. But we've all been ascending. Everybody, even the sleepwalkers, the zombies, they are still receiving the call and answering in the only capacity that they are capable of answering, right? But then there are those so collectively, I believe we have been maturing emotionally. No more reacting, but sitting with, or maybe reacting, all right? Because the minute I said that, it didn't feel right. Maybe we were reactive. Maybe we are reactive. Maybe we still have some triggers that we're working with. But the King of Cups tells me you understand it. You know what your emotions are. You know what makes you happy. You know what makes you sad. Cups is emotion. It's energy and motion. It's not necessarily good emotions or bad emotions. It's just emotion. And so understanding in a more mature way your own triggers, your own feelings, your own emotions is kind of cool. That we are all in the king energy, because king, masculine energy, it's the energy of I know what lights me up and what dims me down. I know what I need and what I don't need. I know where those emotions come from. I know what needs have been met and what are yet to be met. And how did you get there? How did you get there? Well, you got there with this hermit energy. And so collectively, we are all kind of taking breaths. There's a lot of energy that's been around us. The Schumann resonance has spiked. The government's going through a bunch of shit. The planet's going through a bunch of shit. There's just a lot of energy. We've been bombarded with solar storms and geomagnetic, waves, which are helping us evolve. It's helping us to elevate vibrationally as a collective. But it's weird, right? It's chaotic. The tower. It's kind of showing us through reflection, through self-observation, through quiet moments of probably thinking a lot or asking questions or prayer or just reflection, right? Because everything is a reflection. And so sitting with the energies that have been bombarding us, we're beginning to go within and look at our emotions, because we're a little more mature now. The universe has kicked our ass a little bit and brought us to places we never thought we'd be, and exposed people, exposed situations, thought forms, fear-based belief systems. I mean, it's just kind of rattled everybody's cage, right? And we have become aware of our emotions, and we're looking at them and we're asking, why do I feel this way? You know, is it my trauma that needs healed, or is it the person or situation's trauma that needs to be healed? Like, why is this here? Why do I have these emotions? What am I meant to do with them? Are they calling me to create change? Right? It's kind of like in the Bible where it said, where Jesus said, if you're, you know, you can be hot or you can be cold, but if you're lukewarm, I'll spit you out. This is about, what did you manifest? See, it's emotions again. It's Four of Cups. Four of Cups. And this is about, you know, the universe gives you what you ask for vibrationally, energetically. You can ask all day long to become a millionaire. But if you don't believe you are valuable, or that you have something to offer that people or the universe is going to pay you for, you will never become a millionaire. And if by some freak tower moment you do become a millionaire, if you're not emotionally mature, if you haven't gone within, if you haven't looked at all the things you've manifested in the past, right? 4 of Cups, 5 of Cups. What did I ask for? What did I get? Maybe there are things that you asked for and that you have, and you're no longer happy with them. Maybe at the time they were given to you, they were a huge blessing. You're like, wow, I actually wanted this and I actually got it. And then, you know, you go through these moments of reflecting, and emotions, like emotions hit you. They just hit you. It's like, I feel sad, I feel disgust, I feel stagnant, I feel fearful, I feel abandoned, I feel unworthy, I feel lost, I feel unchosen. Whatever the feelings are, in the collective right now, you're looking at them. You're looking at them and you're like, okay, what works for me and brings me the emotions I want to have, and what doesn't? What doesn't? 4 of Cups, 5 of Cups. And I think the collective, or at least the ones that find this video, are being called to action. You're being called to have strength, right? Actually, so this is the Chiron wound. This is the 9 of Wands. This is, I'm going to fight till I die for what I believe in. But in this deck, I'm getting a whole different vibe because it says strength. This is kind of like, what do you deserve? What are you asking God, the angels, the ancestors, yourself, your spouse, your person, what, your religion? What are you asking from that? What do you need from having that? And does it serve you? Is it, have you outgrown that idea? Have you outgrown that person? Have you outgrown that belief system? And if you have, you're going to have to act on it. You're going to have to take that inspired action and bring the damn tower down. Now, sometimes the tower is divine intervention. Sometimes the universe will do it for you. If you don't listen, if you don't follow the guidance, sometimes what you have built, what you have wanted and manifested, and even after it no longer brings you joy and happiness and fulfillment, do you still hold on to it? Are you still holding on to it even though it no longer hits those sweet spots like it once did? And so, you know, 4s are about foundation too. And the tower is about faulty foundations. It's about, you built something. You built a structure and it took time. It took energy. It took vision. And I feel like Spirit's saying, it served you. It served you. Whatever you were asking for, I want somebody that calls me every day. Or cuddles with me when I feel lonely. Or blah, blah, blah. I want that job that so I don't have to struggle. My kids are taken care of, or my home, or my pets, or me, you know, we're taken care of. Like, you manifested that job in this Nine of Wands energy of and it's funny because this card is holding this Ace of Wands. It feels to me like you've grown, like we've grown. And the tower that once housed us, that once kept us safe, that once made us feel wanted or needed or fulfilled or whatever emotion, because cups is emotions, and we got all kinds of cups here. Little bit of fire. You know, when you add fire to water, you get steam, and I think that creates a storm. And the storm that it's creating is you're making changes, is what it feels like. You're making changes. And if you're not, if you're sitting in this hermit energy and refusing to change, if you're wallowing in the Five of Cups, then all you're doing is manifesting, because here's the hand of the universe giving you what you wanted, and only for you to find out that it's not quite what you wanted. You got to be specific, right? If you're going to do a manifestation, you have to be specific. You have to ask, you know, maybe you forgot to ask for good health, or somebody financially stable, or somebody who has gone within and looked at themselves and grown, you know, somebody who, because no matter who you end up with, or what job you end up with, or what home you live in, or the people, the tribe that you are coexisting with, when you met them or manifested them, they were a perfect match to your vibration, to your level. And when I see energy like this, it feels to me like you've grown. And now the tower that once kept you in this emotional place in the beginning, that was what you asked for, what you wanted. The universe gave it to you. It gave it to you many times. It's given it to you. And only one of two things gets you to the Five of Cups. One is somebody dropped the ball, which is just a mirror reflection, because you expected the ball to be dropped, and that's why it got dropped. Or you've outgrown it. It's like, these cups were nice. Here's 3 cups. Here's 3 cups. Here they're upright. Here they're down. There's 2 cups in the background. This king is holding 2 cups, right? Every time you experience disappointment or disgust or apathy, it's because you've grown or you've dimmed your light. But I've got the Ace of Wands here, and there ain't any light that shines brighter besides the sun than fire. Fire. Lightning is fire, right? We got lightning here. We got the Ace of Wands. Ace is also our new beginnings. It's inspired action. It's, what do I want? How do I get it? What changes do I have to make? You know, how do I set my intentions? How do I get beyond these limitations that I chose to be stuck in, instead of letting go? And so if you found this reading, where are you here? Are you just discovering that what are you starting to understand yourself and your own emotional baggage and your own emotional needs? Do you know who you are? Do you know what you want? And what you're asking for, is it enough? Or are you just saying, oh, just give me a little bit. I'm not greedy. Just give me enough, right? Or a little bit. We're waking up to the realization that the universe is abundant, and all the lies that the media and the control elements of this matrix have been feeding us and programming into us, it's all a lie. This is an abundant earth. This is an abundant planet. We live in an abundance of love and wealth and health and everything you need. Everything you need was provided by the Creator in this planet. But they have veiled it, they have hidden it, they have obscured your vision of it, they have taught you that lack is normal, that lack is your birthright, that if you want something, you have to work hard for it. You can't just expect it. And so where are you on this journey? Do you know yourself? Do you even know what would fulfill you? Do you know what emotions are inside of you? Is there loss? Is there regret? Is there resentment? Is there grieving? What is it? What's inside of you? You have to go to the hermit, and you have to go within and really sit there quietly. Shut your phone off, shut your TV off, turn the music off. Just be still. You know, I saw a plaque in a church and it said, "Be still and know that I am God." And the voice in my head that always has more logic than I do, because I'm clairaudient and I have a guide. I don't know. I don't ask. I really don't ask who my guides are, because I think they change all the time. And, you know, I don't want to make it too personal, because I'm a Cancer and I will get attached, and then I won't want them to change guards when I need them to. So I just call it spirit. But they're there always, guiding us. And so anyhow, I lost my train of thought when I saw the plaque that said, "Be still and know that I am God." The voice in my head, who, by the way, has a sense of humor, a little different sense of humor than my own. That's how I know, even though it sounds like my voice, I know it's not me. Or maybe it's a higher aspect of me, I don't know. But it said, that plaque really needs punctuation. And then I heard a little giggle. And I sat with that voice and I thought, what did it mean? What do they mean? And so I played around in my mind while I was supposed to be listening to the sermon, listening to the programming. Instead, I was playing with commas in that plaque. I'm like, I am, comma. Or like, be still, comma, and know that I am God. Or be still and know, comma, that I am God. You know, I played around with the commas. I was like, and it hit me energetically as be still and know that I, me, Tracie, am God. Not all of God, but maybe all of God, simplified and placed in a creation. But the entire universe resides within me. My cells regenerate. My body autonomous system operates without being told to. It's a miracle within me that I am. And that power is within me to create, to regenerate, to heal, to expand, to grow, to become more aware, more conscious. And so that's the hermit all day long, girlfriend, boyfriend. You got to sit with that energy. Like, who am I? Who am I? What made me who I am? What experiences shaped me? What happy moments do I miss? What sad moments do I carry constantly without forgiveness, without clarity, without grace? Grace. Grace is not earned. Grace is not given. Grace is just is. It just is. God's grace is with us always. And when I talk about God, I'm not talking about some old man on a freaking cloud somewhere condemning people to an eternity of condemnation. I mean, where's the forgiveness that they preach about, right? Well, just us. We're the only ones that are supposed to forgive, but God never forgives, right? Unless there's a blood sacrifice. I'm sorry, I don't want to get into all this. I don't want to offend anybody. Everybody has the right to their own belief systems, and if it works for you, then it's yours. It's meant for you. But someday, you might feel in your emotions like you have outgrown certain beliefs, certain structures, certain jobs, certain people, certain atmospheres, environment. Excuse me. So I don't know where you are in this journey, but I've kind of done all of this, and I even brought the tower down. I took action. I didn't wait for the universe to rip the rug out from under me, because that's where I was headed. It's where I was headed. The universe was about to say, listen, you know that you can't stay here anymore. You know it. Because once you see something, once the veil has shown you the truth and been removed for that truth, you can't go back to playing dumb. You can't go back to being ignorant. You can't go back to settling anymore. Because if you do, you're betraying the God source within you that came here in grace, came here to have the experiences, to experience the joyful moments of a new cycle, a new thought, a new church, a new belief, a new you, a new cycle. It lit you up. It made you happy. It brought you to a place of mature, more mature, because you're constantly maturing, right? Place within your own environment. And then when you outgrow the environment, I mean, it's like you can't begrudge a child, a newborn, for not being able to ride a Harley. Because developmentally, they aren't ready to ride a Harley. Sometimes that child developmentally grows and outgrows diapers, outgrows playpens, outgrows fenced-in yards, outgrows everything to the point of expansion where now that child can explore freely its environment and choose willingly to change it. And so, some people are happy riding Harleys and others want to ride moonbeams. And The people who are still in the playpen or the sandbox, or, they look at the people riding the Harleys like, oh, you are too wild, too free. And then those who are riding the Harleys that are too wild and too free grow, or should. And then, it's like, it's no longer about, it's like you outgrow, maybe not outgrow, but you want to go from the Harley to an airplane, or the airplane to a spaceship, or, it's like you never want to stop growing. You never want to stop expanding. And so this is all about manifestation. The universe is saying, listen, there is a portal, there is an opportunity, there is a timeline shift, there is a split in the left and the right, in the right and the left, and the up and the down. There are options. You have options. What do you emotionally desire? And what needs to be cut away, dropped with grace, not anger, not frustration, disappointment, but with grace, Thank you. Thank you for being in my life. Thank you for supporting me. My religion, I was raised Christian. I was force-fed Christianity, and I believed it with all my heart and soul. I would have lived and died by the sword of it. I was that convinced that it was truth. And then I wasn't. Then I grew, I expanded, I started looking at bigger pictures. I got out of the play sandbox and I started asking questions, and I started seeking, Jesus said, or Yeshua, because there was no Jesus. Yeshua was the name, and he was such a beautiful ascended master. He did the work, guys. It's it. At one point, he was a 12-year-old who had a calling, and then he was a 33-year-old who answered that calling. And we can all do that. That is Christ consciousness. That is not a human being. That is an ascended master. That is somebody who chose to seek the kingdom of God and found it. And found it in ways that were quantum, understanding the very fabric of creation and how it operates, and how to use it to heal, to cure the blind, right? Make the lame walk again, walk on water, because it's all energy. And anyhow, I'm on a tangent again. So I want to get, what do I want to do next? Because I'm really channeling. It's been very deep channeling for me. So you've got to take inspired action. You don't have to. You could sit there and you can pout. You can keep trying. You can persevere, right? And the Lovers is the choice card, and it's not always romantic love. It's this emotions, right? Do you love your coffee, or is it gross? If it's gross, you're probably not going to buy it again. You're going to buy different coffee. You're going to explore. You're going to try new brands, new flavors, new whatever, until you find a coffee that you love. And let me tell you, you will outgrow that coffee. There will come a time where you've had so much of it that it's boring, 4 of Cups, and it's time for you to look for a new coffee, a new brand, or maybe replace it with wine, or replace it with mushroom coffee. It's like we grow, we expand, we learn, we dabble, we fall down, we get up, we aren't supposed to be perfect. Because once you hit perfection, you lose this body, you ascend into your light body, and you graduate Earth School. And some souls came here to do that. And some souls came here to just evolve to the next chapter. And so wherever you are on this journey, God bless you, you know, Creator bless you, universe bless you, energy bless you, because nothing really exists but your will to create. And when you stop using the will to create, emotions, you know, you got to marry them. That's what union is all about. If you're a twin flame, you've been following me for twin flame stuff. It's where your whole body is singing with the righteousness of the decisions that you're called to make. And knowing, and it's so flow state, so union is heart, mind, body, spirit. It's all the chakras. It's everything is in alignment with your next belief system. And that belief system eventually you will outgrow, and you will move beyond, and you will move to the next belief system. It's time. It's time. Like the universe is saying, listen, you humans have been stuck in your sandbox for far too long. And we're not asking you to evolve beyond your body, to evolve beyond the lessons, to evolve beyond the experience. We're asking you to become a powerful, conscious creator. Clean up your energy. Look at your emotions, you know, validate them. If the emotions you're having are not in alignment with the life that you're wanting to create, then you have to ask yourself, why? What can I do? Where am I at? What do I really want? And what am I so damn afraid of? Listen, I have been so afraid in past relationships, past jobs, so afraid to leave the familiar. It's like, but what if I fail? What if that next step is my last one? What if it just is the end of me? What if asking for more is being greedy? What if hoping and praying and wanting and needing more is wrong? What if it's sinful? What if it's greed? What if it's shame? What if it's, you know, it's like whatever your belief systems are, it is time for you to look at them and ask yourself, do I really want to be here for the rest of eternity? Do I really want to be in this safety zone? Maybe you do. Maybe you need to. Maybe you haven't reached the level of emotional maturity to create the change. Sudden change. Creation. Creativity. Create sudden change in your life, especially, at least in the areas that no longer add to your experience in a positive emotional way. So yeah, it's time, guys. It's time for you to look at your shit and ask yourself, am I happy? Because I'm telling you, I have clients that come to me and they're like, when am I going to get to retire? And I'm like, what? How old are you? And they'll be like, 70. I'm like, and you haven't retired? And they're like, no. And I'm like, why? Well, because what if I can't maintain my lifestyle? What if I can't, you know, make enough money to travel the world? And like they have all these wants. And they stay in these jobs and work themselves till there's illness in their body. They're not happy. They don't want to be there. They want to be traveling. They want to see the world. They want to experience adventure. Maybe they want to open a little shop somewhere, or maybe they want to sit at home and watch their grandchildren grow. Whatever emotions that light them up, right? Cohesiveness, masculine, feminine energy in cohesion, right? This is what I want. This is what I'm seeking. This is what the next experience that I want to have. But they don't retire because they're so fearful that they will fail. And who knows, maybe they will, but that job, there's a billion of them. It's like there's 10 more in the next town just like it. Your safety zone is always going to be there for you to go back to if that's what you need. I've had to do it several times. I reached for the stars and landed at the moon, or is that backwards? Reached for the moon, landed among the stars, whatever. But I didn't stop dreaming of being where I wanted to be. I just had to recalibrate. I maybe took a big step that was a little too big, and I had to go back and I had to readjust and whatever. Usually it's fear that brings you there, because I don't know about you guys, but I always give up right before the miracle happens, right? And then I get stuck. I get stuck over giving. I get stuck, people pleasing. I get stuck thinking that everything is going to fall apart if I am not there to nurture it, to care for it, to hold it together. And during this eclipse season, Spirit really called me to the table and said, can you just let it go? Like, can you just have faith that there is something bigger than you that has your back? Can you just simply stop trying so damn hard to be perfect and allow yourself to color outside the lines? Those emotions, those painful moments when a relationship ends that you thought would last forever, those are growing pains. They're not meant to define you. They're not meant to mold you into a different version of you. It is not failure. The difference between a master and a student is simply about a million more failures. The more you fail, the better you get. And so failure is something you should be grateful for, and you should go into hermit mode. Take time for yourself, slow down, get quiet, be still, and find God within you. And then you take that God force energy with that masculine energy, with that feminine energy of what do you want, and let's create it. And then have a plan, act it out, cause and effect. I want to lose 30 pounds. Stop eating the Cheetos, right? Like, this is what I've been struggling with for months now. I don't know why, but I have been craving Cheetos. I never liked, well, I shouldn't say I didn't like them. They were okay. But I mean, if there was bowls of different snacks in front of me, it wasn't always Cheetos. It wasn't like, oh, I've always loved Cheetos. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. But I get stuck. In cycles because fear cripples me and keeps me from taking that leap of faith, from acting in my own best interest to bring down the damn tower in areas of my life that are no longer stable or foundational. And it seems like this is all emotionally driven. We've got cups, and cups. Right? Cups, and cups. And fire. That's all we have here. I mean, the Hermit is Virgo energy. So it's earth energy. It's the only earth energy here. But it's like manifesting. How do we manifest? See, earth energy, you can bite it and bury it in the backyard. It's where something you once just thought about is now in your physical experience, and you can touch it. You can taste it. You can trade it. You can hoard it. You can sleep with it, right? Make love to it. It's time to manifest again. It's time to first of all, it's time to sit with you and your emotions, negative or positive. Write them down. You shouldn't have to write them down because energetically you should be so frustrated, because I've got this frustration and disgust. Where did it go? Oh, frustration, disappointment, disgust. And then you got this Chiron wound. If I'm going to hold on to it, I'm going to hold on to it because someday I'm going to get it right. This ace, someday I'm going to get it right. And Spirit's like, listen, out of these 9 wands, only one of them, you only need one of them to get where you're going. But you have to have the strength and perseverance to go after it. And it takes so much courage. Oh my God, I blew my whole life up. My whole life, literally. I mean, there's aspects of my life that are still very, very functional and very rewarding, and my family is my safe place, and so nothing there got blown up, thank God. But my work life, I chose to just quit. I'm like, I'm bringing the tower down, something better will show up, and it did. I quit my job, and then my niece needed daycare, and I get to actually get paid. How blessed am I that I actually get paid a good wage to hold my grandnephews and to help mold them and shape them and love them and teach them and spend quality time with them, and I get paid for it? Like, come on, guys, when you bring the tower down in something you don't find joy in, you're actually vibrating at a higher rate, and the universe is like, oh, she gets it. She understands. You don't have to sacrifice or set yourself on fire. You don't have to be the glue. You don't have to overwork, overstress. All you have to do is just believe and let go. Get your grubby little fingers off of it and tell the universe what you want. And we'll bring it. You don't know what it's going to look like. I had no idea what it was going to look like. I didn't know where my next dollar was going to come from. I wasn't creating on YouTube very much, so no money was being generated there. And that was because I had energetic vampires in my life who are beautiful, loving people, and they're not bad. They're just not evolved. They haven't gone within. They haven't done the inner work, and they haven't looked at their emotions, and they haven't understood the divine orchestration of what God and the Matrix is. It's like they just don't get it. And you can't fault them because you didn't get it either until you did. And then once you did, you did. Once they do, they will. But right now, there were people in my life that I was trying to fix, that I was trying to love, that I was trying to sleep with, that I was trying to build with. But the foundation was faulty because there was no balance. See, when something's off balance, it's doomed to fall. Balance has to be created and maintained for something to withstand the elements of emotions and fire and earth and wind, right? It's like what we create in this matrix, we are responsible for, even if we aren't aware and awakened enough to know that we created it. And so I felt responsible, and I stayed way too long in a situation with hope and faith and trying to make somebody catch up to me. It's like, come on, I'm at the top step, or maybe I'm in the middle of the steps and they're down at the bottom. And I'm like, listen, I can't stop climbing. I can't stop growing. I can't stop having these epiphanies and these downloads. And it's like my soul chose this in this lifetime, and I can't wait for you. I want to, but I can't. And so there's so many things that I just blew up. Like, bam, see you later. I love you. Grace, right? I love you. I understand you. I see you. I feel you. But I can't wait for you. This is your journey, guys. Whoever's watching this, this is your journey. And there will be people that come into your life. There will be jobs that come into your life. There will be belief systems that come into your life right when you need them. And they will enlighten you. And they will help you grow. But the ones that are there for a season and a reason, once that purpose has been fulfilled, they need to grow too. Or it needs to grow and evolve too. It needs to expand to grow. You can't get stuck in stuck energy. You have to look at what has you stuck, and you have to quit being afraid of change, and you have to embrace it, because it is the only constant is change. And so it's going to change whether you want it to or not. You can change with it, or you can choose not to. But if you choose not to, you are going to experience Groundhog Day. Over and over and over again, until you accept the fact that when you created that experience, you were a different person. You were vibrating at a different rate. You were a work in progress. You're always a work in progress, by the way. And when I talk about relationships, sure, you're going to meet your perfect person, and you will spend the rest of your life with that person if that's what your soul contract is in this lifetime. Not everybody chose that. But the ones that did will absolutely manifest it, and that person will grow with you. Or that perfect job will grow with you. There won't be a glass ceiling. You will burst through the glass ceiling because it's limitless. And when it limits you, but you're not ready for that limitation, you will blow it up, pull it down. And if you don't, the universe will, because it's called divine intervention. And it's sudden and it's abrupt and it's uncomfortable, because the very foundation that you have been existing in and on and building is no longer there. It's just gone. It's like there's no going back. You can only rebuild. That's all you can do. And as you rebuild, you will take that experience and that lesson and that person or that experience, and you will learn from it, and you will choose to rebuild sturdier. And one day you might get it right. You might actually build something that stands the test of time. But when you do, just know that you are affecting the collective. And so if you want to build a sustainable earth, if you want to build a sustainable body, a sustainable relationship, a sustainable environment, then you have to be willing to grow and change. And so that's, I don't even think I'm going to clarify any of these. I think I was just meant to channel today. And I think that the cards opened up the channel, and I hope it resonates with somebody. I'm going to get you advice, because that is important. But I am not going to clarify the message, because the message is, do you know yourself? If not, then you need to get quiet and spend a little time. And you need to shine light into all the dark places inside of you where emotions are wreaking havoc. And you need to ask yourself, what does this job fulfill for me? What does this relationship fulfill for me? And then ask the opposite question. Where does it not show up for me? Where does it not meet a need that I have? And then you have to make the big boy, big girl choice to grieve it, and let it go. And it is a free will choice. I mean, we get down here to the Seven of Swords, says persevere. Seven of Swords, by the way, it's fear and it's cowardice. It's, I'm afraid and so I'm going to take away all the sharp objects that can hurt me. But you know, in most decks, there's usually 2 swords left behind because that's always the choice, right? It's like you are the creator. You have free will choice. The Lovers is the choice card. Justice. Choose what you love, guys. Choose what you love. And it's okay if that love wanes, if that love changes, if that love doesn't love you back the way you need it to. Maybe it loves you back in beautiful, wonderful ways, but you need more. It's not enough. You've outgrown it, right? It's like, I love my favorite pair of tennis shoes, but once they started falling off my feet, I had no choice but to replace them, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the new ones. It took a long time to break them in and to enjoy them, and you know, someday they'll fall apart too. Nothing is meant to stay the same. And when you really find that right job, that right environment, that right marriage, that right soulmate or soul tribe or friendship circle, when you find the right one, they will grow with you. That's why there are people that come into your life that never leave. You know, I have best friends that I have been friends with since, I have relatives that are best friends that have been with me since birth. There are certain soul family that will never leave you. They will be there. They might move away. They might be gone for 20 years. They might be gone for a couple of months, but they always come back. They always come back. They're always there, you know. They're just a call away. They never really truly abandon you. And those are that's how you know who stays and who goes. And if that job allows you to choose things that you love, you know, do you have enough money to go on vacation when you really desire it and want it? Do you have enough money to own the kind of car that makes you feel safe and secure and stable? Do you have your needs being met, or are you constantly begging for table scraps or breadcrumbs or whatever? Listen, when it's time to go, you will know. And when it's time to grow, once you grow, you can't ungrow. You can't like clip yourself down and make yourself fit in places that are too small for you. You just can't. And if you do, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be in 4 cups, 5 cups, Tower, 9 of Wands. You're going to be miserable. And so look at your life, and with emotional maturity and deep soul reverence of seeking, what brings you misery, even if they didn't mean to, even if it didn't mean to, maybe it didn't in the beginning. But girlfriend, boyfriend, if you've outgrown it, it's time to let it go. It's time to let it go. I don't even know that I need to give you advice, because I'm pretty sure that's the message. You know, it's time to grow. There will be souls, because there's a time split right now. Timeline split. There will be those who are not ready, and that is not a judgment. That is not bad. That is not bad. They're just not ready. They have to learn more. They have to explore more. They have to get uncomfortable. They have to experience more disappointment and frustration and more disgust before they choose balance. Look at back here. We got justice and abundance, right? It's balance. It's choosing what doesn't make you feel small. And it's scary. Let me tell you, I'm in free fall. I got the job thing covered. I got money coming in. It's good money. But I ended a relationship, and I ended a hobby, or maybe it wasn't really a hobby. I loved it. I loved it. But there's something better coming. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. You don't know what it is. That's why it's a tower. That's why it's fearful. It's why we have to go within. It's why it's so hard to look at. But look at it, we must do. And look at, we got the Ace of Wands with passion. Again, what lights you up? What lights you up? You know, I used to hate setting my alarm and getting up early and going into work. And oh, I didn't enjoy it. I did in the beginning. I loved the people I was taking care of. And then they switched people on me and I got people I didn't like taking care of. And so it just, you know, it kind of became frustrating, disappointing, sometimes disgusting. But who knows what's coming to replace it when you take that leap of faith. But I chose passion. Look at consciousness. This is a collective consciousness reading. And we've got flow. I'm telling you. I'm just... sadness in reverse. It's like, no. Let go of what disappoints you. Let go of what brings you sadness. Let go of anything that's resistant. Right? That Nine of Wands is resistance. That's persistence. It's like, oh, I'm going to push through. I'm going to push through. Listen, when you're in the right energy, when you are a powerful conscious creator, when you are co-creating with the divine plan, you have to be in flow because there's going to be peaks and valleys and mountains and there's going to be good and bad. You listen, you couldn't be human. You couldn't come here and have this human experience without experiencing both. But the bad that you experience is meant to be a catalyst for change. And that's what you need to do. You need to look at the places in your life that are resistant to change, the places within you that are resistant to change. It's time to grow up and take responsibility of your own emotions and your own emotional environment. And flow state is accepting, it's acceptance. Okay? If it was meant to stay, it would stay. If it's meant to go, it'll go. Honor the staying and honor the going and stop trying to control it. Stop trying to resist it. Stop trying to micromanage it. Of course, you don't give over all of the creative dynamic to the universe. You can't say, just create for me, because what's the purpose of being human then? You might as well just go back to source, right? Die and get it over with. Go back to the source of all that is, and you can be in that place. But you chose to come here. And you chose to come here to have these experiences. You know, the reason why we revisit heartbreak so much is because it's so fucking beautiful. It's like looking into an experience you had that was so fucking good. It was so wonderful. It was so... No, it wasn't. If it was, it wouldn't have left you. It would have stayed. But just because we aren't in a vibration of replacing it with something better yet does not mean that something better is not ours to have. We just have to accept that when the universe says something is no longer working, we have to look at why. We have to go within. We have to look at why. We have to ask what would work. What would make me happy? What would be better? What do I want? And then with the faith of a mustard seed, a whole lot of planning and action, because masculine energy is here. It's the only thing. All this water isn't going to do anything for you except for show you what truly lights you up. Because once you're lit up, you are inspired. Water and fire become steam, and steam creates action. It's a momentum. It's a force. It's a force to be reckoned with by the looks of things with that tower. So, where are you on this journey? Where are you on this journey? And what lights you up, and where is the fear coming from that you can't create that? Make a plan. Say, okay, well, what if I did this? Okay, what if you do? You do it, you succeed or you fail, right? That's human experience. You succeed or you fail. If you fail, you look at it. You look at it, the hermit. You go back and say, okay, well, what parts of this didn't fail? What parts of this can I take with me? Because it didn't fail. It was good. It was great. This part of it's good. Take that part of it and keep it and use it to rebuild the foundation. In my relationship, there was a lot of really good stuff in it. And I fully intend to manifest that in the next person. I wanted to manifest it in this person, but he wasn't ready. And I can't fault him for not being ready. I mean, it's a personal journey. Your journey is not, you are not alone, which is hard to understand. It's kind of a conundrum. You're never alone because Spirit, God, Source, everything that was ever created under the sun, moon, and stars is with you. It's within you. It is part of you. There is no separation. It's just an illusion. But when you're in the experience, sometimes it's not with you. And you experience loss, and you experience disappointment, and you experience stagnation. And Spirit's like, okay, well, off to the next thing that inspires you. Passion, Ace of Wands, let it burn down, let the tower fall. Leave that in peace. If you're leaving a job, hold space for the right person to fill your shoes and the job to prosper, even if you're angry at it. You never leave anything with anger, because then there's a karmic debt, and then justice isn't going to be yours to have. There won't be balance. You'll be out of sync. This is about flow state. What is meant for me will just flow into my life, and I will enjoy it and experience it. I will probably put a whole lot of expectations on it because I'm human. And as long as it meets my expectations, it will be part of my experience. And when it stops meeting my expectations, if I want to be a powerful conscious creator, I will simply choose to recreate it again, better, learning from that experience, and that's like, but there's a whole lot of healing, guys. Because energy is energy, and the universe reads energy. It doesn't listen to your words. It doesn't read what you write on paper and burn. It's all about your vibration, your intention, your faith, your inspired action. It's inspired, right? Passion. That's the only time you can manifest, is you have to have masculine inspired action to marry with that heart space. What do you desire? What do you want? What makes you feel good? What makes you feel fulfilled? What makes you feel the things you want and need to feel? And then take action. So I'm just going to give you advice and say it's time to take action. What kind of action? I don't know. I was literally inspired to tear it all down, to go back to zero, to go back to the beginning and say, there isn't anything here I can salvage because it's so out of balance. There's so much that isn't in cohesion with my heart and my soul that I can't stay here. I can't thrive here. I can't grow here. I can't experience the love and nurturing that I need here. And so I chose, with my own free will, it was the hardest damn thing I ever did. I chose to let go of what I wanted and had to make space for something I deserve, which is something I've never been able to do. I'm 58 years old and I never knew my worth. I never knew my value, and I never, ever had any expectations of deserving anything. I was raised in a Christian belief system where you get what you deserve, but it's usually hard and it's usually unhappy, and it's like, no, I'm not broken, and I'm not a sinner, and I'm not a heathen. I am just a soul that wants to be able to help create the outcome, right? Instead of being a victim of the creation, I want to be part of it. And I have the right to do that because I am a creator being from a creator race, from the original creator. And so what better to do than just stand up and say, I choose to create. And I choose to create my happiness, my joy, my best life, my best, and it will change. Whatever I create right now, I'm at a crossroads, right? I'm past the crossroad. I already chose the way. Now I'm just walking blindly down a new path, putting one foot in front of the other, but I am filled with hope. I am filled with inspiration. I am filled with ideas. What do I want? What am I creating? What can I have? Where can I go? You know, it's like, I don't know. Like you're going to have to walk your own path, ask your own questions, and seek your own answers. But for me personally, this is about what resists. Don't try to hold on to something that resists. Look at, I have music. Isn't that beautiful? Number 5 too. It's a 32, breaks down. So absolutely, for me, music inspires me. I mean, come on. It's been my whole world, my whole life. I've been on stages all over the place, and I've had good performances and bad performances, and I've sang songs of hope and faith, and I have written songs and poems of failure and disappointment. And so music really is important to me. It's probably why it's coming out here. Maybe it's important to you too. But I looked up inspirational music, or I asked the universe actually for inspirational music, because that is part of what motivates me is music. And I started seeing this Bella International on Reels and on TikTok and, you know, all the social media. And her music is inspiring, and it's elevating, and it lights you up. And if you're interested, go check her out. It's called Bella International, and you know, she's kind of going viral right now, and I can see why, because the universe is asking us, especially divine feminine, which is in everybody. Not talking about the women rising over the men. I'm talking about divine feminine and divine masculine coming together in divine union within us. It's emotions and inspiration. It's fire, it's water, it's steam, it's alchemy, it's know thyself. And then inspired action to create what you know is going to be your happy place. And know that it will change. Don't get stuck. Don't think it's going to be there like that without any mutations or changes, because if it does, you, my friend, are stuck in a cycle. So anyhow, music is very important to me. It's been very important to me on my twin flame journey too. And so there you go. And we have creativity. Of course, we've got fire. We've got passion. That's creative energy. That's, oh, and look at that. Bottom of the deck. I was just going to put flow. I was going to put the bottom of the deck here. Well, actually, see, we have teaching and learning. Happy ending, teaching and learning, relationship change. So the one thing I want you to tell yourself, and I tell myself this every day, when you have a relationship change, and everything's relational, it could be with a family member, it could be with a friend, it could be with a romantic partner, it can be with your job, it could be with your Godhead, because mine changed. The relationship with God and me changed drastically probably, I would say, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. Who's counting, right? If you follow me, you probably know because you've probably been following me that long. Anyhow, it's an 11, by the way, which is a portal, right? 11s are a door frame. For me personally, I'm a Cancer. I don't like hurting people. I don't like seeing people suffer. I don't like suffering. I don't want anybody else to suffer. And so I tend to stay in relationships long after I've outgrown them because I don't want to hurt the other person, because I don't want to break their heart. I don't want to make them sad. I don't want to take away something I know that they cherish, you know? It's like not every relationship that changes is a bad one. It just isn't growing as fast as you are. So it becomes out of balance. And so for me personally, I just really feel horrible when I'm the one that creates the change, right? When I'm the one that does the breaking up, or I'm the one that puts in my resignation, or I'm the one that withdraws my energy, because I don't want them to suffer. And so I have to remind myself, teaching and learning with relationship change, that, you know, I'm not the only person. It's called karma. And when something is out of balance, then karma comes in and balances it out. And so the person or the job or the belief system, structure, whatever, you both grow. You both learn. And you both teach. That relationship taught me a lot. And I learned a lot. And when I chose to end it, my biggest hope and my strongest prayer, loudest prayer, is that the person I hurt, or the job that I hurt, or the family, because, you know, jobs can be like family, that I leave behind, I leave a void. I just hope that whatever is meant for them, whatever is truly meant to bring them happiness and growth, I hope it teaches them something. I hope losing me teaches them something. And not in a harsh way, but in any way that Spirit thinks they need to experience it in order to learn. Because they taught me a lot. It taught me a lot. I'm just hoping it teaches them a lot too. And maybe their next cycle, or its next cycle, will be a better one because of what they learned through what didn't work with the cycle they had with me. And so don't be afraid to retire if you're ready to retire. The universe will hear your vibration saying, I have faith that all my needs are going to be met, that I'm good. I'm good. I don't know how it's going to show up. I don't know where I'm going to be. I don't know what's going to look like unless I'm, you know, really strongly in on the creation process, which you can be. Because you can build it exactly the way you visualize it and want it. But sometimes we don't know what we want. That's the hermit, right? We don't know what we want, what makes us happy. And so we jump into the next phase and just say, bring whatever is meant for me. And the universe is like tapping into your pulse and saying, well, where are you vibrating? And if you're stuck in doubts and fears and conflict and disappointment and apathy, then the universe reads your vibration and says, oh, let's give her more to feel those things. And so, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I am filling my life with positivity, positive messages, positive music, positive creativity. I've been doing creative things. I've been going to watch the sunrise and the sunset. And I've been, you know, being creative with the foods that I eat and prepare. And I've been blessing my water, and I've been really trying my best to create my next chapter in a higher vibration, building from the rubble of what didn't work in order to build stronger. And it will probably at some point fail too, right? Maybe. I don't know. But if it does, I have to trust the process, trust that I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm becoming, and it's not failure, it's growth. It's growth. All right, so get creative, get inspired, change those relationships that need to. Don't worry about hurting anybody. We have happy ending here, right? Everybody is always divinely protected and divinely took care of. And if they're not, it's because they don't have faith that they will be. And then they're not. And that's their creation too. So let them have it. And know that you might learn something from me or from music or from your job or your failures. Maybe you'll learn something so that you can create the next thing as a co-creator in flow instead of resistance. You know, trying to make somebody be who you need them to be, or trying to make a job fit where it doesn't fit, or try to make a friend support you where they can't show up for you because they can't even show up for themselves. And so, you know, it's like growth is the only constant, and that's what's happening right now. There is a timeline split, and you can choose to repeat patterns. You can choose to allow the universe to read your energy that you're currently in and create for you, or you can take that Ace of Wands, that inspired action, and make a plan and actually co-create with the divine the life that you deserve and the life that you want. And just be gentle with yourself and the people you leave behind or the places you leave behind. And just, you know, hold space and say, hey, when you're ready, you'll get there. I wanted you to be ready with me. I wanted you to get there with me, but you couldn't. And so I bless you, and I am just going to let you naturally flow out of my life so that something else can flow in. And it's called creating space. Sometimes we hold space. We hold space for what we're creating, and then sometimes we create space so that what we're creating has space to arrive. And so I'm just babbling now and repeating myself, and I love you guys. I hope this hits the right people. I'm going to post this on my Patreon also, which is usually a no-no because Patreon pays for stuff. But when I get a channeling that really hits home for me personally, and I feel like it might hit home for you as well, there's no not sharing it. I mean, I'm going to share it. I might even post it on my Facebook. I might post it wherever the universe inspires me to post it. And you know, I hope it doesn't hurt people, because there are people right now that are hurting because of me. And that was not my intention. But sometimes you can't walk their path for them, and you can't be someplace that you're too big for. And, you know, maybe, just maybe, they'll see you go and they'll be like, hey, wait a minute. I want to catch up. I want to go where you're going. I want to see what you're seeing. I want to experience what you're experiencing. And that's when you meet a soulmate, right? That's when you meet a soulmate, or they inspire you to do the same. Maybe they leave you. Maybe you're the one that got dumped. And you're like, holy shit, I don't want to lose you. I don't want to be without you. I want to grow. I mean, show me, tell me, explore with me, you know, point the way, guide me, let me walk in your footsteps until I'm mature enough or strong enough to stray or to create my own path, or who knows, walk a path beside of you for the rest of your life instead of behind you or in front of you, but together. And so don't believe you can't create it, because you can. And in the moment you believe you can, you will. And that's just how alchemy works. And I love you. Become that alchemist, become that magician, and just really get right. Go within and get right with the things that work and the things that don't, and ask yourself, do I want more? Do I deserve more? Have I outgrown this? And then get a plan. Put a plan in action and take that leap of faith. Sometimes pulling down a tower is scary. I am really scared of what's coming next. I don't even know if anything's coming next. I'm like, what if I just experience the void forever? And the universe is like, well, if you believe you're going to, you will. If you believe that you are just in, what's the word? In vitro? You are just being born again. You have shed an old version of you, and you are in the womb. And you need to take that time in the womb to reflect on who you are and what you want to create, and have faith that you're capable of being in on the decision making. Because honest to God, it's your choices that create all of it. And there are people that don't believe that, and those people are suffering. And I don't want to be one of those people anymore. And I hope you don't either. So I will see you on the next upload. Namaste. Sending much love.